Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes here live. Man, we jumping on real quick because what we've seen so far in these two early college football playoff games, listen, it was two teams that did not deserve to be on the field today because they got their ass whipped. Indiana crushes Alabama and Oregon made easy work of Texas Tech. Let's welcome to the show my man Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10. How you feeling, Mossberg?
Man, woke up from a nap, as you said, ass whooping. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Ready for this banger that we got coming on at 8. But as you said, man, ass whoopings, and they had the BTAs out. And it seemed like it was free work going on this evening from the time we got off until as we talk now and await this next game. I thought Texas Tech came to play, but Oregon said, nah, bro, we here for a reason. And as you see, Oregon and Indiana, quiet as kept. Two teams that's won the Big Ten championship the last two seasons. I mean, post-game, I'm sorry. It's good to see you as well. It's just so much to talk about.
Let's bring our man post-game of the post-game 86 podcast into the show as well. How you feeling post-game?
Man, I feel good, man. Just chilling, enjoying these few days off, enjoying bringing in the new year with the fam, enjoying some good football. Just got done whipping up some chopped cheese for the fam, and we good.
All right. Let's also welcome our man T1 of City League TV, also of somebody else. How you feeling, T1?
What it do? What it do? Feeling great, man. Feeling great. I didn't even know y'all was on and popping. I just got up in.
See that notification.
Yeah, something. Your sound went out on us, T1. Well, let's go ahead and get into what we saw here earlier today. I thought Texas Tech defensively did what they needed to do to be in the game, to possibly even have themselves in a position to win the game. But of course, their offense was dormant. They couldn't do a whole lot against Oregon. How did you see that thing going? And did you think that Oregon would make such easy work of Texas Tech?
Not at all. I didn't think they would make that much at all. Like, I thought this would be more of a game. I thought we would see both offenses really have times where they went at each other with the defenses just doing their thing respectively as well. But Oregon just said, nah, we here. We coming to put beat belt to ass, as we seen, and we got to get this job done. I think they sights is on something bigger, as we seen in the game yesterday. I think teams is coming out to play. This playoff is pushing some teams in another chance, and they got their sights on this Hoosier team, who we see that be playing. We'll get to talking about them as well.
Yeah, Rob, I remember you asking me a few podcasts ago who had the best chance to get upset. My pick was Texas Tech, and it came to fruition. And the reason why I felt like Texas Tech was vulnerable was because of who they played, the lack of experience of playing a big time Big Ten team, a big time SEC team. You got to remember, I know they didn't have their quarterback, but they lost to Arizona State, if I'm not mistaken. The only teams they really beat were BYU and Utah. When you get into this players' ball, it's a whole different level. As they say, is levels to this. And I just felt like Texas Tech was going to run into a buzzsaw. And that's what we saw happen this evening. So kudos to Oregon, man. They got a really tough matchup against IU, who I think most people would dub the favorite right now. But I knew this was going to happen in Texas Tech. So we'll see what happens with IU and Oregon.
Yeah, let's see if our man T1's microphone is working right now. T1, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Y'all got me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
got you. Tell us what you saw in this game.
Hey, great representation once again from the Big Ten. I loved it. They went out and took care of business as they were supposed to. You know, they were able to get that game in last week and get them ready for this week. And great showing by Oregon. It's going to be a great game against that Big Ten matchup with the Hoosiers.
Yeah, and you said something earlier this morning when we were talking about this game, and the fact that Texas Tech hadn't really played a real quality opponent outside of the Big 12, and that you didn't feel like they would even be up for the task against Oregon because of that very reason. And it turns out that you were absolutely right. What did you see about this Texas Tech team that lets you know that they're not going to be able to compete with Oregon?
I mean, it just like just what I have been talking about, just like all year long about my Big Ten that was week in and week out, just getting dogged as not being a deep weekly conference. And I just felt like Oregon was one of those teams that was going to come out and play and put in that work. Like I said, with having that one game under their belt already, and Texas Tech, they came in looking like us. I mean, they didn't look prepared. They didn't look ready for this game.
Yeah, I think I might have allowed my man, old Texas Tech man, 9144, talk me into giving Texas Tech more credit than I should have, because maybe about a month ago, right before they announced who was going to be in the college football playoffs, which we already knew, Texas Tech was going to be in there because of where they were positioned at. I looked at their roster and I said to myself, if you look at their starting 22 players, which one of those starting 22 players can go and start for Ohio State, could go and start for Notre Dame, can go and start for Texas, can go and start for Georgia? And even though Rodriguez had one heck of a season, I could not see him moving out Anthony Hill or anybody on Ohio State's linebacker core, Styles or Reese. I just couldn't see him, and I think he's their best player outside of David Bailey. I just couldn't see those guys being the starter on any of those other teams, man, which should have made me say to myself, listen, I hear what old Texas Tech man 9144 saying, but these dudes are not ready for these big boys, man. But this morning I thought Texas Tech had a chance, and I was totally wrong, man, because they got dog walked. Even though their defense played really, really well, kept them in the game for the most part. Their offense, Barrett Morgan and that Oregon defense, the way they got after him in that game, the way they were able to stop the run, they Texas Tech had no chance in hell, man. They had no chance in hell.
But I thought they said that Texas Tech had multiple first rounders on that defense over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were blowing them boys up.
Yeah, they were
they
saying
got
their
first rounders out there. Like, they do got players that can go start on anybody else's team. That's how they was talking it.
Yeah, that's how they was talking. But I mean, I think we saw that their defense was solid. They got a really good front seven, but outside of maybe Bailey, who was the edge rusher who led the country in sacks this year, outside of him, and he's not really got the size. He's going to have to be like one of those outside linebacker kind of edge rushing guys. I don't think he can be like a Myles Garrett, like straight up defensive end dude. He just doesn't have the size, even though he can come off of the edge. He has to be like an outside linebacker coming off the edge, like in a 3-4 defense or something, in order to be able to be effective in the NFL. But outside of him, I don't think there's anybody else that can go in the first round in this draft. Even though Rodriguez had one heck of a season, linebacker is not a premium spot unless you can get after the quarterback too.
And like one thing I was looking at and thinking about with Texas Tech's loss, Texas A&M's loss, even Texas not being in a playoff, but the way they played in a bowl game to finish the season out, I was looking at the fact that, like you said, not being ready for that next step up. They made the playoff, but when it comes to playing that prominent game, that next big game, have you been in that position before? Are you prepared for that? Texas goes and win their bowl game. It's not like the playoff, but you can have a lot of comparisons. Okay, Alabama got the dust. We know what we just witnessed in that. And then we seen Oklahoma and Alabama play each other prior to that. We seen what game that was, what type of game that was. So could there have been a Texas sighting in this playoff? Could there have been other teams that have made the sighting in this playoff and played better than what we've seen in a blanking of Texas Tech and this mauling that Alabama just got? So it's some things, and I see why the playoff is having that Power Five shot sometimes, and it gives us so much more things to look at as well.
Yeah, Donnell brings up an interesting point, man, and I want us to talk about it a little bit. He said, what is crazy with Oregon's play calling was vanilla. I think they could have blown Texas Tech out. They were holding back. And I think that the fact that Dan Lanning saw that Texas Tech could not move the ball on them offensively, he didn't really have to do a whole lot offensively against that Texas Tech defense in order to win that game. And he's probably right. They could stay vanilla in this game because Texas Tech really couldn't do much offensively outside of that one drive where they got in the red zone and Barrett Morgan does what Barrett Morgan does, throws interceptions. I've been watching him for the last 3 or 4 years whenever he's healthy in the Big 12 when Texas was there. And Barrett Morgan has his bright spots, but he always had that knock on him that he's going to turn the football over. And we saw that again today. What do y'all think about Oregon being able to be vanilla offensively in this matchup based on what Donnell was saying?
I mean, they play Indiana next week. So when you playing a team that's beat you, you don't want to give up too much. I think this is a game. I think this is not just going to be a championship like atmosphere game itself. I think this is going to be something that we see in this plan of great coaching, everything, man. I think this is something that's been boiling for a couple of years. You're talking about the Big Ten winners the last couple of years, and they face off in the playoff. This is like a national championship game. And could it possibly be, even though Ohio State won the national championship in a historic run last year, could it be the changing of the guard in the Big Ten? We just don't know. It's some things that we can, really look into as this playoff continues with these two Big Ten teams and moving forward into next season as well.
Man, go ahead, Post.
My bad, T. That's a good point by my man Donnell, man. I think the conservative play calling on offense for Oregon was due to the fact that Dan Lanning probably knew that defense could hurt him, maybe create some turnovers, get after Oregon's quarterback. So with that being said, it's probably a game where you can be conservative on offense and let your defense dictate the game. So that's a great point by Donnell. I do think they were very conservative on offense because they didn't need to take chances. They didn't need to go deep into their bag to get the win. So great point. Great observation.
Hey, y'all want to know what I saw? I didn't see a conservative team. I saw a Big Ten team. And if I could recall correctly from our earlier podcast, I believe I heard someone saying that Oregon wasn't physical.
That was me.
Oregon was very physical.
They physical.
They were very physical, and they showed that when you get deep down into the season down like this, everybody's hurt. You know what I mean? It's win or go home. You have to be able to run the ball. You got to just be able to knuckle up and just run the ball and make sure that you dominate that line of scrimmage. And they dominated the line of scrimmage. They didn't have to do nothing but play football. And when you play football, it doesn't look fancy, and it doesn't have to look fancy when you play it the right way.
But T1, when you call that exact style you just explained, when you call that conservative football?
Absolutely. And that's what they talk when they talk about the Big Ten. You know what I mean? So that's why I'd say it just looked like Big Ten football to me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, listen, when you can line it up and just punish people, bro, you already won the game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that, like I think some of the best teams that were feared going into the college football playoffs is the ones who can knuckle up, like you said, put a hat on somebody, push them out the way, and make them be defeated mentally. So, I mean, again, kudos to Oregon, man. We've been talking about them all year. They physical. This isn't the same. We want to throw 500 times in a game Oregon team. This is a physical Big Ten team, and they've adjusted well.
Also, remember when Ohio State lost to Oregon. I know what a year difference makes. I know I'm talking about last year, but they lost to Oregon and they went back to the playoff and they got Oregon again. And you see what that led to. This Oregon team is a team to watch. I think they coming into this game. I think they not gonna overplay their mindset. I think they coming in properly prepared. And this is a game. I think we're gonna see two coaches we could really look at in the next few years, possibly making a name in college football as, really solidifying themselves as we see what, Zay's guy that he like in Signetti's has been doing with Indiana. And we know Atlanta's doing over in Oregon. So I think it's just great for college football as well.
Yeah, before
I
we
know
get
we're about to
into
move into that game. Well, I know we're about to move into that game, but and I know y'all watched it, but Indiana is for real. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Rob.
they,
yeah.
they, they are for
They
real.
for real.
They are
Man.
for real. Before we get into that game, though, with Indiana built an ass in Alabama, I think we all on several shows leading up to the committee deciding what team should get in. I think we all sort of agreed that Alabama and Oklahoma, they were just missing something that was going to make them competitive in this college football playoff. We seen
Yeah.
Alabama play Oklahoma and beat Oklahoma, but even in seeing that game, I think we knew that neither one of those teams really was going to be able to be real competitive in this thing. They just happened to play each other, and one of them had to
Mhm.
win. And I think that the committee would have been better served understanding that, listen, both of those teams have a flaw in their game because neither one of them can run the football. Neither one of them really had the type of quarterback that could really carry their team. And the fact that they couldn't run or had a quarterback that could carry their team, I really wish that the committee would not have put them so high early in this contest. And they had an opportunity to leave Alabama out when they got killed in that freaking bowl game. I mean, in that
Mhm.
championship game, but they didn't do it. We know hindsight is 2020, but do you think the committee would have been better served in playing somebody else and leaving those two teams out of there, knowing that they had the flaws that they had?
Man, if I was on a committee, I'd have called an emergency meeting. We'd have went to 16 this year. I'd be like, ain't nobody talking about nothing. I don't want to hear nothing else. We're gonna go to 16. We're gonna let these teams play it out and see how we're gonna get to our final four. Let's go. We're going 16 right now. We don't have to
Man,
wait till next year. We don't have to wait till nothing. We all can sit down right here as grown men, as athletic directors, and we can put these four teams in and we can go take it from there.
I know Marcus Freeman. Shout out to Notre Dame, man. I know they pissed post game. I know you pissed. This is crazy because I know they should be in. I know he's just sitting back, like just shaking his head and really, thinking about it a lot. So I think it's just crazy, man. Definitely agree with you on this, T1, for sure. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, if I think it was the late great Robin Harris on the movie House Party that said, "Follow the drip, follow the drip." When he was roasting old boy, man, and with these college playoffs, all you gotta do is follow the money. Follow the money.
Yeah.
They were gonna make sure those SEC teams got in. I know you don't want to hear that, Rob, you being the SEC guy, but business wise, and I'm not even like taking shots at the SEC. I'm just saying business wise, ESPN and the SEC are partners or business partners. So of course they were gonna make sure they got all the money they could, as well as the ACC. But uh, I knew Oklahoma was faking. I knew Alabama was faking. Who would have got in over those two teams? Maybe BYU, Notre Dame. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. But those teams definitely, if we just talking pure football, no business, no politics, those two teams were faking and they shouldn't have made the playoffs. Simple as that, Rob.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And it wasn't even about Miami getting in supposedly over Notre Dame. It was the fact that Alabama, who we knew, even though they beat Oklahoma, we knew they could possibly beat Oklahoma. The fact that Alabama still got in when we knew how handicapped they were is what boggled me. We already seen what Georgia had done to them the week before. Why wouldn't we think somebody in the second round wouldn't be able to do the same thing to them with the deficiencies that they had? And that's my biggest gripe. And even though I'm an SEC guy, I was already lobbying to leave both of them jokers out because I already knew that Oklahoma and Alabama was not going to be able to compete. And even if they didn't put Texas in, I would have been more happy to see Notre Dame and BYU than to see Oklahoma and Alabama in there because I just felt like they was not going to be able to compete. If Oklahoma had won, do we think the outcome would have been any different against Indiana? Hell no. They would have did Oklahoma the same way. They would have did it the same way.
Indiana is real. They really
They are real.
today showed me, man. They really a team. Signetti got something brewing, and college football better watch out, man. Because I seen an Indiana Hoosier fan last night as I was spending time cooking it up, and he looked very happy, as if he was enjoying his Waffle House and just the football season. Shout out to the Hoosier Nation, man.
Well, let's go ahead and get into that game. What we saw today between Indiana, Alabama. Alabama came out defensively on fire, got 2 sacks on that first drive on Mendoza, but it was crickets after that. Mendoza and the boys was able to do basically whatever they wanted to do. They wore that defense out. What makes Indiana so freaking dynamic and so disciplined, man?
Hey, that was the real and official 2026 college football playoff BTA. The way that you want to see a team hop up into these playoffs, that's exactly what you want to see right there. That's exactly what you want to see right there. You want to see that team that comes out hitting on all cylinders straight off the back. And that's what you saw today with Indiana. And Indiana is looking like that team to beat right now for me. They put the BTA. All these other teams that been winning, they've been winning. You know what I mean? You saw Michael Irvin, he whipped out his belt. That wasn't a BTA. This right here, this was a BTA.
Yes.
And it was bad, and they wanted to make it as bad as they possibly could. What no letting up off of no gas or no nothing. We gonna let y'all know, since y'all was talking all of that smack about the Big Ten and what the Big Ten is about week in and week out, and how the mighty SEC has to go and battle every single week, and that's why all of our teams are ranked. Man, I have been loving the way the Big Ten has been putting that belt to the SEC in Indiana. I'm rocking with you, baby. Let's go. I loved it.
Man, I can't agree in any other way, man. It was an ass whooping for sure. And when you think of Indiana, first name you think of is Signetti, man. He's literally changed the culture, made Indiana. I've never seen Indiana this physical. Never in my life watching Indiana football. This is the most physical, and quite frankly, I've heard talked about since Michael Finley in basketball. So I think Indiana is a place to be. I think Signetti and what he's doing with this team is something to see. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just very impressed, and there's gonna be more coming. But this game they got coming up, I think we definitely gonna see a great one.
Hey, I'm mad. I'm mad that Zay ain't in here because Zay has been blowing up Signetti since last year. I mean,
Yeah,
like
this is his
blowing
job,
him up,
man.
and we know he all Buckeye, but he has been blowing Sig up since Sig got to Indiana, and Sig is doing this thing right now, man. I gotta give it to him, man. He doing this 1-2, 1-2, and I'm loving it. I just want the Big Ten to go get another one so we can have three of them from three separate teams, and hopefully we can get some type of respect because we putting BTA out here in the bowl games. Give us our respect, man.
Hmm.
Uh, man, listen, man. I never thought in my lifetime that I would see the Indiana Hoosiers dominating on a football field. You asked the question, Rob. It's all Kirk Signetti getting in there, changing the culture, putting the players in position to be successful. It's as simple as that. Um, so hats off to that team. They physicality, man. They quarterback. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And here's another thing I would say. I know it's part of our job to dissect schedules, but when you looked at Indiana's schedule, a lot of people say, "Oh, they ain't played nobody. They ain't played nobody." So the lesson from this I'm gonna take is you can people can say your schedule is what your schedule is and you didn't play nobody, but what does it matter when you get in the playoff, when you get in the players ball and beat everybody else? See what I'm saying? They can say Indiana played Old Dominion and Tennessee Tech cheeseburger, all that, but they got in the playoffs and they handling business. So what difference did it make? But Indiana, the reason why they this good, physicality, coaching, you name it. That dude Signetti deserves every red penny, and he's changed IU for the better.
Yeah, the coach they had previously, he was decent according to Indiana standards, but now Indiana standards are through the roof. So that guy wouldn't be able to carry Cignetti's jockstrap. This guy, man, their coach, he got that whole Indiana program understanding. Listen, you want to win, you got to spend some money, and these players got to buy into the culture and the system that I got here. And that's what they're doing, man. They don't really have any flaws in their game. They can run the football. They're going to stick to running the football. They're going to be physical in the trenches. Defensively, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to stop the run, and they're going to make sure that you become one dimensional. And if all you can do is try to pass on them, they're going to get after your quarterback. And we saw that in every game we've seen them play this year. They've been able to disrupt whatever quarterback they faced, and to the multitude of several sacks, 4 to 5 a game. And I think that the Indiana team is playing on a really, really high level right now. As an SEC guy, the thing that I'm so happy about is the fact that Oregon and Indiana got to play each other, and they ain't on separate sides and could possibly both meet up to play the damn national championship game. I'm
Well,
glad that that's
we
not
messed
going to
that
happen.
up.
I'm
Ohio
glad
State,
that's
we
not
messed
going to happen.
that. Hey, we messed that up. It was supposed to be a Big Ten matchup for the Natty, but we messed that up. We threw away the bag.
The hurricane blew
Well,
through.
you
No, it
said
ain't no
Ohio State messed
hurricane blew
that up.
through. They got
The
it.
Hurricanes messed that up.
You know the Hurricanes is on
Hurricanes messed that
that
up.
ass, boy.
No doubt, they beat us, and hey, ain't nothing we can say about it. Ain't nothing we can say that anybody did or whatever, whatnot. Only thing I can say is we didn't come out ready to play. So, and we lost. You're gonna lose if you don't come out ready to play. So we came out, we wasn't ready to play. We lost. We messed it up. It was supposed to be a Big Ten national championship. We unfortunately, we were one of the teams that misrepresented the conference, and me myself as the governor of Columbus and for the great University of Ohio State, I apologize. You know what I mean? I apologize. I apologize for the nation. And to the Big Ten.
How much credit are you giving Miami for keeping Ohio State from being able to do what they wanted to do early in that game?
All of it. All of it. All of it. They get all the credit. They came ready to play. You know what I mean? They came ready to play. They already had a tune-up game. They came ready to play. They was ready to try to see if they can get to the next level. And they got there. Hats off.
Yeah. I was trying to tell. I was in the chat the other day, on the Lucky Lefty podcast and Notre Dame podcast, but the guys were saying like, oh, Ohio State is going to cream Miami, and I thought Ohio State would win the game, but I was trying to tell the guys like, listen, that defensive line at Miami is ferocious, so y'all can't sleep on the fact that they can really, you know, break the game open with that defensive line, and that defensive line played lights out.
Yeah, and I still let me put this out there too. I still truly believe that all of these games are final before we even get to see the final. So, but it is what it is. I watch it as entertainment, and I'm just being honest about that. I don't believe none of the. I believe all of these games have a final score before the game is even played. So it is what it is, man. Hope you're on the right side of the gambling that night. If you are, you get to eat. If you ain't, you losing, and they're gonna keep cracking your head open.
There are some things that we see out there in this entertainment world that gives a lot of validity to what you just said, for sure. For sure. Anything else y'all want to talk about? I had a question for you, man, but it slipped my mind. Getting older, it might come back to me before we end the stream. But is there anything else y'all want to talk about before this next and final game of the college football playoff game gets started?
Hey, the portal is pop. The portal is popping. That's all, and especially with my team not being in the playoffs no more. The hottest thing popping right now is tomorrow. Is that portal? Because I know I got my eyes on a couple players, and they got the crystal ball for them both coming to my squad, which is going to help us with the stuff that we losing. You know what I mean, on that defensive end, due to all these first rounders that we produce, and they know if they come here, we're going to get them to the next level. So if you're a high school football player out there and you're thinking about what school you should go to, let me go ahead and throw a plug out right there for the Ohio State University. Hey, you want to get there, man, you know where you need to go.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
I'm not really looking forward. No, you good.
On that note, there are several coaches, man, who are changing teams or going to coach somebody else. And the team that they're leaving, they are taking upwards
Everybody.
of 30, 40 players with them, bro. That is nuts.
Hey, Rob, I think they said Iowa State. That's where the Campbell dude came from. That with the Penn State, right?
Yeah.
They said they only got like 19 scholarship players right now. 19, bro. Yeah. Like you almost can, like you can go there for sure. if you in the portal, you better hurry up. That's because this stuff gonna be filling up, man. You better, if you don't know for sure or not, you better reach out to Iowa State and act like you care about them and see if you can add a couple extra dollars onto it. Because he didn't. The cupboard is dry, man, and I don't like that. And that leads into another thing with me. Like Hartline either shouldn't have announced that he was leaving before we got done with the season, because I really, really feel like that is what knocked our continuity off, just our whole flow. That messed up our offense. You know what I mean? And we really couldn't afford that, but that messed up our offense. I wish he would have waited till after the season with that, because that was a huge distraction, because he wasn't even now. He leaving out, going down to Florida and coming back, and this is all happening right now while we out playing for a playoff, and you was our offensive coordinator, and so man, that I wish they would figure out a. I ain't like that. They need to figure out a way for that too. But I know the coaches got to get in place for the recruits coming in and all of this and all of that. But I really think that was bad. I think that was a bad look for everybody. As much as I like Coach Hartline and what he's done for the program, I think that was just a huge distraction, and we wasn't able to overcome it.
Well, I, this is a good point about the portal. That portal, oh my goodness, that portal is looking like a buffet line at Golden Corral, man. It's
Yeah,
take
it
what
is.
you want. It's
Yeah,
gonna be interesting to see where a lot of these players go. I know I'm definitely gonna be watching.
Man, that's the popcorn right now. Like it's going down tomorrow. It go down
mhm.
tomorrow, and I just know my top two is the defensive end from Penn State and the linebacker from Pitt. They're my top two. I want to just make sure I see them come in tomorrow. I know we already offered them the bag, and I think they talking about a wide receiver from is it Arizona or somewhere. One of somebody, some little hot wide receiver and got out there, and I guess they talking about him trying to come get up in here too. So yeah,
Hey,
we almost good on the offensive side, except for the offensive lineman. We'll definitely take some a dog or two for that, because that looked bad.
yeah, that linebacker from Pitt, that's gonna be a money get.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
home.
from and I believe he from Pickering. He from
Yeah,
Pickerington, so he from Central Ohio, and which 9 times out of 10 it mean really like almost your parents probably graduated in Columbus City. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people been out in these suburbs forever. They just got there about 20 years ago or something or whatever, whatnot. But most of them be coming from Columbus or got deep Columbus ties, and Ohio State is always home. So hopefully that young man gets to come back home, and not only can he come home, he get to come home and get him a couple dollars about the deal.
man, Miss Rashida, if you watching the stream, please tell Rasheem the Dream, as y'all
He
call him,
coming home. He
to
coming
come
home.
home. Yeah, I went to school with his mom. She
He
graduated from
about to get the
East Lake.
bag. He about to get the
Graduated from East Lake.
bag. We gonna feed him.
Hopefully, hopefully that can happen, man. I think that'll be big. I mean, I mean, this levels, man. That kid is amazing, man. So I think you definitely going to pick up and be even better at the linebacker position, getting him and bringing him in next year. Him and Downs, it's that. Oh man,
But look, that's
whole
the
nother.
best. Like him as a linebacker, like you're in the portal. That's pretty much like the best spot, even if it wasn't Ohio State. You know what I mean? Like this school has both of their starting linebackers, both of them leaving, both of them. You know what I mean? 6'4", 230, whatever, whatnot. That's it. You got same size, everything. You know what I mean? And both of them leaving. You can come step right on in, man. You're a veteran, even though we got some young dogs, but ain't nothing like having a seasoned veteran. So yeah, man, come on home, man. They're my top two get.
For
Well,
sure.
let's end on this last question right here. It goes in lines with what Donnell was saying down here. He said, our layoff, talking about Ohio State, caused us to have a slow start, slower than usual. If Georgia loses this game today, and they're one of the four teams who had a bye, uh, which means that three of the four this year, four out of four last year, did not win that game after the bye. Is that a large enough sample size for us to say, man, listen, I would not want to buy in the college football playoff?
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We've been talking about it on this here podcast for a year. Yes, I do not want that buy. I, if I'm these people making decisions on the committee, I'm thinking about getting rid of the buy and just making it a home game for the higher seed.
It's
Uh,
supposed to be.
yeah, I'm with you. I don't that buy, man. When I after what we saw last season, and then now right now, where we possibly can only see one team make it out of the buy, I don't like it, man. And if any fan base, I wouldn't want my team to have a bye in the playoff if they continue to do so.
Like they said, I forget which coach it was. I don't know if it was Oregon's coach, but like they said, like dude, soon as the season is over, we hopping right into the playoffs. Ain't no buys, you know what I mean? We hopping right into the playoffs, and I think those top four seeds, or you may even can say the top eight, like those first two rounds is home games. You know what I mean? Like we putting that food back into the universities as well. Like we all eating. Like those first two rounds is home games. Ain't no buys. You're just gonna get a home game against a lower seed where you're supposed to win. You know what I mean? So that's just on you. So yeah, and we going all the way to 24 teams. And you might even have a play in with the 25 and 24 got play each other, whatever, whatnot. But we just doing it to where this next thing and this next round, like this is it. Like this is it. And you can do that going from week what they called it, week zero all the way to the end. They said you could be done. The national championship game could be played on New Year's.
Yeah.
They said the national
Crazy.
championship game could have been played today, and this is it. Like it's over with. Now NFL go have your thing because that was a big argument too, where they talking about because the NFL pop up in December and they're having games on Saturdays when they know Saturdays is for college football. Like why is you getting up into their money on Saturdays? You know what I mean? The college ain't trying to play no games on Sundays and step on y'all's toes. Like, why are y'all having these Saturday games in December at the end of the college football season? You know what I mean? Like, it ain't all the way over yet. That's our bowl season and all that. So, you're taking away our viewership.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a whole nother conversation too.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
I just
sorry, man, but I finally remember the question that I had
There
for
you
y'all, and I
go. Come
want
on.
your opinion on it. So, say for instance, after the conference championship games, those four teams that win in the Power Four, they get that automatic bid.
Got it.
Everybody
Hold on. Time out,
behind
bro.
them.
Time out, bro.
Yeah,
Time out. And
go
it's
ahead.
just my thing, and you can keep going with it too. But I think you gotta take the conference championship games out. You gotta take out that game because it really don't mean much and matter much. So take that out and let's just get right to work with the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, but
If
just
you
for the
guys
sake of
share
this,
the conference championship, you gotta just share it. But ain't nobody playing for nothing. We getting right into these playoffs and going about that business. But that's
yeah,
from that end for me. I say you gotta take the
yeah, just
conference championship games out.
okay, cool. Just for the sake of this question I got for you, since
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
rumbling around in my head, and I had to have that in there. Say for instance, you get your conference championship games, and those four teams that play in the conference championship games, they win those games, they get their automatic bid to get in. They ain't necessarily going to be seeded 1 through 4, but they automatically get to get into the college football playoff. Everybody that's ranked 5 or the next highest 8 ranked teams no. Next 12 ranked teams behind them, if they're in that bubble of 16 teams, should they have to play each other to find the final 8 slots in a 12-team playoff?
Ooh.
I just say you got to expand it. But if you're just playing at 12, yes, I think you should have at least a couple of playing games.
Mhm.
I think you should have at least a couple playing games. If you're just staying at 12, you should definitely have at least 4 teams trying to play in to go and play 11 and 12. You should have 4 teams going to trying to play in to go to play that 11th rank and that 12th ranked team. If you're gonna just keep it at 12 like that. But like I say, 24, let's go. No excuses, no nothing.
Okay. Do y'all
Yeah.
do Mossberg and post game? Do y'all think there should be some sort of play-in game to try to get the best 12 teams possible in the college football playoff? If it's going to be 12 team or 16, however it goes.
And my answer
But
was yes, just for the record, so we just keep that clear. My answer was yes, I agree that it should be.
I definitely think it should be a play-in game. I like the parity. You'll really be able to get a bird's eye view of your breakdown. You can really compare a team that may have had a big win earlier in the season, in which my point, Oklahoma and Alabama should have been a play-in team for this college playoff, if anything, with a team like Texas and Notre Dame being in. Hell, you could have not even had Oklahoma and Alabama as a playing team and had a couple other teams possibly, based on the way the outlook is. But I do agree with that wholeheartedly. Something need to change.
So you saying a playing game for the final college football spot? Is that
For
what you're
no,
saying?
no, I'm saying for the final 8 spots. I think that the 4 conference champions should get in there somewhere. They don't necessarily
Mhm.
got to be ranked 1 through 4, but they should automatically get a bid in. But then there should be
Mhm.
another 8 games between 16 teams that should be vying for those last 8 spots, so that the committee can possibly get the 12 best teams in the country at that point.
Yeah, they do need some help getting the best 12 teams in the country and the players ball for sure. I just don't know if having a play-in game for that many teams is, you know, in the game of football, that seems like a little much. But I mean, to your point, man, I thought I would never say this, but them BCS computers starting to look a little better now.
Yeah,
Right,
I'll say
real
right.
that.
good.
Go on by the computer. But do that computer with 24 and let's roll. Don't let the mans tell you who is ranked where, whatever, whatnot. Let the computers tell you who ranked where and go on about your business. And have a
Yeah,
playing game.
Mhm.
yeah, we want it to be where it ends at the same time as it's ending right now, Parlay Pope. We don't want it to necessarily go
Right now,
longer than
January 1st, it's
the
over with.
NFL. Yeah, we don't
Like
want it to
right
go
now, it
longer
should
than
be
the
over
NFL.
with, and we out the NFL's way too. You know what
So
I
I got
mean? Not that we stepping on their feet, but it's just all NFL after January the 1st.
a question, fellas. Is there a reason why the playoff schedule is so stagnant? Like, why is there such a huge gap in between conference championship
It
games to
gotta
the
be money, post. It gotta be some type of money thing, cause like, come on, there's absolutely what industry is business so good that you can say, you know what, we're gonna shut it down for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Like you just shutting down, like we just sitting around, like just me as a fan, like just waiting that long for my team to play. It's crazy. You never have to wait that long for your team to play unless it's the end of the year. Like that stuff is crazy, and it's affecting the way some of these games are played.
Yeah, that's a
I
pretty
think it
long layoff.
also might have to do with they want to try to stay in line with what the bowl scheduling has been for the last 100 years or however long they've been doing these bowl games. I
I
think
know,
it
but
would
it has been
stay in line
done.
with that as much as possible.
But Rob, it has been done and over with by January the 1st. You know, they might have a couple of more games on the second or the third or something, but they wouldn't be any type of meaningful games. But it's supposed to be over at the beginning of the year. But we still got right now, what, 3 more weeks? You know what I mean? Like this is supposed to be it. Today, we're supposed to see the national championship. We're not going into the middle the January. Like dog, like this stuff's supposed to be over. All that time you got teams just sitting at home and doing nothing. Like that's crazy. That makes no sense. Like I said, imagine if the NFL did that. Like, all right, now the playoffs about to come up, but Seattle or whoever, you ain't playing for 3 weeks. Like that makes no sense. Who has that long of a layoff? And we 2026 now. Like, come on, some stuff. Like we know that y'all want to do y'all's 1-2, and you know this is y'all's production. Y'all gonna make it do and make it look like however y'all wanted to do. But like, come on, man. If it's our product, we get to make our own rules. Like that's what I say with the committee. Like y'all could have went in there this year and said, you know what? Let's just do it and let the whole let the whole top 24 come in. So ain't nobody complaining about nothing, and we just gonna put them in all the bowl games. That's it. Let's go. Like it's that easy. Like this our podcast. We can do whatever we want to do on it. You know what I mean? We're not handcuffed. This is our thing. This is what we do. And they not handcuffed. They can make any rule that they want to make.
Yeah, Donnell. If Ole Miss possibly upsets Georgia today, then you can be rest assured that the bye week is a curse. That's for sure.
Was already just, but look, but no, it's already what it 6-1.
Yeah,
It's
6-1.
6-1, so it's already a curse. Indiana just came out here and just wasn't playing, or either Alabama was just that bad. I just want to say Indiana wasn't playing. If Alabama would have played somebody else, it'd have been a different result. Indiana put that BTA, the real BTA, not the little play shit that people think you're getting a whooping and it ain't even with a switch or a belt.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all making it in. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and we'll talk about some more of this college football stuff, man, and get into some more content based on what we've seen so far this past season in college football. Before we get this whole thing wrapped up in college football, my man Donnell says should college start a week sooner? Should they start everybody start in week 0 as opposed to that one game? What do y'all think
Yeah,
about Donnell right there?
yeah. Everybody we start in week 0, and guess what? After the season over with, we getting right into the playoffs. Like, dude, we getting y'all ready for the NFL. We getting right into the playoffs. Ain't no weeks off and all of that. We getting right into it, and guess what? New Year, New Year's Day. That's the national championship game, and it's over with. It's easy, man.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Martin.
No, I was about to say I agree. They should play week. It shouldn't be no week 0. It should be week 1. Everybody should come out the gate ready to play. Everybody have had their
No,
spring
week,
games
week
this past
0
season.
is like we even taking a week backwards. Like, yeah, let's start week 0, so that we can
Zero.
be done by January 1st. We got that national championship game going.
0 shouldn't even be a week. Week 0 is just the name, I guess they want to use. I say
It's just saying like if you're saying that the first game is going to be August the 28th, we gonna make it August the 21st. That's week 0. We're gonna make it August the 21st, and that way we'll be able to have these playoffs and be able to be done by January the 1st.
I'm still not calling it week 0. I'm calling it week 1 because if we're gonna start it,
I mean, yeah, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but we know college football for many years hasn't started until August the 28th or whatnot. That's when I think that first game might be at the end of August. So if you take it to August the 21st, you're at week 0, bro.
Yeah, it's always that weekend right before Memorial Day, that Monday.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that is in August. Yeah, I
So
would like to see.
Push it back.
We'll start earlier because hell, I love to watch college football. So earlier is good for me.
Yeah. Like we want it. Like let's get it and let's get it all the way out the way. You know what I mean? And then come right now, we done with it, and now all the attention get to be with the NFL. Like NFL getting all of these clicks right now. Like work together and work right. Like the NFL need to get off of Saturdays in December too. Like stay to your Sunday and your Thursday and your Monday. Like do another Thursday game or Monday game or something. Have 2 Monday night games. Stop stepping on your semi-pro league toes on Saturdays, man. I don't like that. That's green. Something's wrong with that to me. This is your semi-pro team, and you want to come in here, your semi-pro league, and you want to come in here and play games when they play games. That's dumb to me.
Because I can promise you, by May, all of us gonna be fiending for some college football.
But, fiending for it, bro. Fiending.
Like Jodeci. But
fiending for it.
If you telling me that the season that we get these playoff games a lot earlier and the season is over by the time the portal starts, then yeah, man, I move the season start up to 2 weeks if you got
to. Yeah, for real. Now look, now we got college football starting on August the 14th. Like, dude, that's even better. You know what I mean? That's even better.
Maybe if my NFL team was some good, I wouldn't mind college running into the NFL. But hell, I'd rather watch college football than the NFL.
They neither one of my teams good right now. What you talking about? I got 2 teams. They neither one of them good right now. I got better odds than everybody on here, and I'm losing both of them.
Right? Yeah. Because by the time they get here, I'll probably be done watch Texas all 12 of their games or 13 of their games at least 5 times apiece.
Right. Hey, but
even
that's
the ones they lost.
Hey, bro. Hey, but see, I thought it was just me. That's some good time. Like you ain't got nothing to do. Like this, watch an old game, man. I thought it was just me. That's cool. To know it ain't just me. I'm gonna watch me some old football, man.
Yeah, and I'm watching it like as if the loss is gonna change to
right.
Gonna stay the same. It's
watching it like it's watching it for the first time.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, y'all go ahead and enjoy this Ole Miss and Georgia game. Ole Miss just kicked the field goal. They're up by 3. Go ahead and watch the rest of that, and I'll see y'all
again. Let's go, Ole Miss.
At 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Y'all know the building we was in. Y'all know the deal. We was in the building. Now we up out this baby, man. Peace, man. I love y'all, man.
Like,
I love you too, bro. Have a good one, man.
Bro.